I'm going fishing. I got me a line. Nothing I do's gonna make the difference. So I'm taking the time. And you ain't never gonna be happy anyhow, anyway. So I'm going fishing, and I'm going today. Fishing. It sounds crazy, I know. I know nothing about fishing, but just watch me go. And when my time has come, I will look back and see peace on the shoreline that could have been me. The whole lifetime trying to be what you think is expected of you, but you'll never be free. May as well go fishing.
Well, there I am, first day back on the Inny. You can see there's a bit of an upstream breeze. It's fairly warm, mild. river's pushing a little bit. As of yet, I've not even cast in, not set up. Haven't seen any fish at all, so prospects really a bit of an unknown. 3 pounds and 15 ounces of roach. Oh, Kev's just moved about half a mile. And how many roach you had, Kev?
23 weight.
23 roach. Bit of sweat on that hair there. I know it's not his sweatband. Kev's just took one. Looks like a good fish from here. Flashing away in the water. Nice roach. And Kev's going to show it to us, I'm sure. Beautiful fish.
Yeah.
You can get on this crease, just there, where it's the edge of the snap. So sometimes you can get a better fish. Probably the other one's getting out. Gather on the way out. Go down there. Interesting, wasn't it? Sideways. Every bit 6 ounces.
Well, Mr. Allen's just took the good one. A hybrid by the looks. No, a big roach. Well done, Mr. Allen. You gonna give us a lovely fish? Yeah, I'll zoom in on that.
Well spotted up, aren't they?
Yep, nice big male fish, that one. Nice fish by the looks. Lovely big roach. And there it is in the net.
Well, a 12-ounce one.
That looks like it's going on for £1 to me, Dean.
Well spotted up. Shallow hump just there.
Mr. Bennett has hooked something huge.
lights, weren't it?
One of Wayne's logs.
Keep catching sort of white splat.
Right, we just missed.
Minus the weigh-in.
We missed Mr. Jarrett's weigh-in, but
£48 exactly.
how much?
48 on the nose.
48. Very, very, very good, Mr. Jarrett.
Yep, that'll do me for this stuff.
This is 0.
And now grumpy old Mr. Bennett's going to weigh in.
Up the bottom.
This is going to be a big one.
Because half of the buggers are swum out.
Look, you can see your net is struggling to.
That's only the
Stay
ones
in the
that then got through the holes.
You reckon you got 60?
And fish, yes.
50?
No.
I bet you have.
I don't know.
You were catching so quick, whatever size, you know, even though they weren't monsters some of the time.
Oh, look at that. Tony, why don't you use a proper keep net?
They are coming out of the bottom as well there.
There's
Right, Wayne.
4 ounces.
Mr. Bennett,
I think that's
if brains were dynamite, you wouldn't have enough to ruffle your hair.
Style guru, not the
Very good.
Well,
Mr. Bennett's.
Well caught, Kevin.
Did you have any of those, Kev?
Really well, didn't I?
Did you have any of those?
I had one,
Big as that?
about the same size, £2.5 I would guess.
Yeah, it's about, I've got one about the same size as that. I lost a big fish at the end.
Tony lost the bigger one.
It could have been a pike though. I think I foul hooked it. 'Cause it just went shooting off upstream.
lost most of the fish.
I think your net, well, when we get back, just try and darn up a little bit. 'Cause it-
Tie the bottom ring to the next ring.
Cool, look, there's one that didn't get out. Look at those
Yeah, I
two.
know. Can't be that bad.
Just use one of the other keep nets, of which we have many, Mr. Bennett.
It has had it, I think.
Is that one of your mouse infected nets?
No, it just comes with catching too many fish under the weight.
£18, 2 ounces, 35
That was
there.
your total.
33 there.
Right.
48 is in total.
Sorry, I thought it was 48.
So Mr. Bennett had £40 on the nose.
These £10.
Out of your net, yeah, I know. You must have had more than that. Well, you've had worse days, Dean.
I know I have.
Let's see.
I haven't blankety blank.
No. Well, after what we thought early on,
Yeah.
Oh,
you ain't done too bad.
Sorry, I think I've done that.
the word ear and pig springs to mind.
And white. Hang on. Yeah, I know. Yes. At least it's recent quality fish.
Over 8. £8, 8 ounces.
£8.
8 and 8.
Well done, Mr. Shrek.
That was about £30. Got to find a spot here.
One on your bum.
I'll put it over to here.
Come wait, Wayne. Come wait. If mine can swim out, yours can.
Why, what you haven't got?
Correct.
The words are, Wayne.
How did you miss?
You can't weigh what you haven't got.
£3 hybrid.
What was it? Oh dear. What's you made it on?
Kev's going to give me £2 for it, which is a lot more than that.
Give him 6 ounces.
22.
No, you can't weigh it in.
Sorry, Wayne. That's what you said to me.
That's a lump roach there, isn't it? There are some nice. Look at that one there. Take him out of the way.
The float never settled, it just laid flat like that, struck it up the river. Bang.
£8.10. And 22, that's £30.10.
Plus 3.
Here we are, day 2 on Loch Iron. Had a slow start. We've got a second boat prepared. Dean's done a wonderful job with the electric engine. He's built a little transom on the side, and it is the, what is it, Dean?
Good job.
Dog's nuts. So we've just been and we've explored Loch Iron, and we found some good spots. This wasn't the only one. There were several spots with a lot of bream and a lot of colour.
Lord Brocket and Jeeves have gone.
Yeah, we've put a marker out and raked about a bit in it and put a load of bait out. So it's pre-baited, but that's not going to settle for an hour. Dean's got his rod. That's how shallow it is here in the lake. Live with wildlife at the moment. As you can see, got flies just hatched out, and it's landed on my tackle, but there are flies hatching everywhere. Interestingly, now the swifts have been joined by swallows and house martins.
Hook there then, Wayne.
Well, something snaffled me bait on the waggler. At the moment it's just on its way around the back of the boat. Here it comes. First sign of the...
I'm sorry about the recording there, chaps, it's a bit wobbly.
It's heading straight for the boat. No, it's cinder boat and it's going off in the other direction now. I have no idea what it is, but I suspect it's a bream. May even be foul up the way that it's taken so long to come in. Could be a pike even. It's sticking very low, whatever it is.
Could be a tench, Wayne.
Straight over under my other line.
That's the problem fishing 2 rods I hasten to had.
Well, we've been trying to catch, we've been getting plagued with line bites, so I took a chance and put the waggler close in, thinking that the fish were much closer in than we were fishing, and bingo.
And
but we haven't seen hide nor hair of this. It's staying well down. There's fish rolling all around us. Pretty sure this must be foul up, otherwise it would have been up by now. Oh, it's going to go around the rod wrists if I'm not careful. Dean,
yeah,
we're in trouble here.
hang on, let's turn this on.
We're going to do a complete 360 of the boat at this rate.
Give us a facial expression, Wayne.
Oh, look at that, it's a bream. And it's a big one as well. But unless it's an enormous hybrid. Look at the speed it goes. Oh no!
What was that, Wayne?
That was enormous, but I can't grizzle, it's gone. Right, Mr. Van Allen has just hooked a Lumpus Maximus. Mr. Allen has not hooked this one fairly. He's hooked it foully. There it is. He's trying to con it into the net, and now he's in ducky twos. He's wrapped round the rod rest, he's under the boat, he's under the bait stick. He's basically doomed. He's going round the wood. You'd be best off handlining that from there, I'd have said.
Yeah, okay, Wayne. Cheers.
This is the second disaster we've had today. You'll never ever see a fish landing like that again. I can't help but laugh. Mum has got nothing on Dean when it comes to catching fish by hand.
There you go, Lord Brocket.
Got that for a line bite. That's Mr. Bennett's got one in the background. Ream on. Well done, Mr. Bennett. Batting up lock iron. There's Shrek Van Allen. Give us a wave, Shrek. Eagerly anticipating. Nice sunny day. It's been pouring with rain. We've cleaned the boat out. And the boys are racing. Charging off down the lake towards our swim. And there it is, the end of the lock. Somewhere up there is where we're headed. We're just approaching a huge patch of coloured water. You can see the difference in colour from a mile away. This must be heaving with bream in here. We're catching a few. I'm just short of 50 pounds. Dean's on his way to 40 pound. It's only bagged up. Really windy, which is making life very difficult on the boat. Still plenty of fish. Tony and Kevin are actually waggler fishing. Alright, while I was videoing, the rod just whacked me in the backside and I've got one on, so I've got to stop. £7.10 of bream there. Let's get back. Mr. Bennett and Mr. Jarrett have got a double header. Mr. Bennett's just landed his. Been a bit of bad language coming from over there, so I don't quite know what was going on. How are we doing, Mr. Van Allen?
Well,
mediocre. Dean's approaching his 50.
I did think going over the inside, you know, the sun behind us this morning, Wayne, and the wind, but once again,
Mr. Jarrett still playing that fish.
That is big.
that's it.
Well, Dean's hooked himself something big. We don't know quite what it is. Coming to the end of the day, it's had a good day. Up around 70 pounds. It's not fair look, Dean. Looks cleanly hooked. Certainly doesn't want to come in, that's for sure.
This one followed it up.
Kevin's having a bumper day. He's probably on about 130 pounds now. Dean's heading for 70. This is a lovely big fish. Look at that. Glorious.
Didn't fail.
No. Hooked fair and square. Congratulations, Dean. Just a smile for the camera. Kevin's had 150 pounds today. Santa's had 80. They're just baiting up, ready for tomorrow.
Here we go. Wayne's favourite river. What do you think of this river, Wayne?
It's crap.
Oh,
No fish in it.
Captain Hayab going down the River Inny. We've had a few fish today. Dean's on the back, steering as normal, taking us home.
Right, here we go. This is an old tributary of the Inny that now has no flow. It's very deep, and on previous occasions when we've been up here, we've moved big shoals of fish. I say it's got no flow, but yeah, here they go, Dean. The fish, they're moving in front of us. We suspect they're rudd, but they clearly are fishing, and there's lots and lots of little fish. Lots and lots of little fish. Yeah. No, it goes up further. It's a swan up there. Oh, there's loads of fish. Look, darting through here. I don't know what they are. I suspect they're pike. I'm beginning to graunch a bit on the bottom. I suspect that's as far as we go, Dean. Whoa! There's a little lake over there, look. There's water, there's little inlets all over there. Trying to spot a bother here. Oh, here we are again on Lock Iron, day 4. It's been a very strange day today. The wind's turned around slightly, very windy. Fish are just not feeding very well. We're getting a lot of line bites. The lads have fell at quite a few. I've just fell up to 7-pound 4 bream. My first of the day. Dean's top man today, probably, we think, between him and Kevin. So we suspect the fish may be getting ready to spawn, and I'm not too interested in feeding. There's a bite. Oh, and it come off. There was a fish and I lost it. Never mind. Have another go in a second. Well, rather bizarrely, that bite that I just had that I struck, that it looked like I'd lost a fish. In fact, when I put the video recorder down, picked the rod up, the fish was still on. I've just weighed it in at 6 pounds 5 ounces. I didn't video it. Another one on the waggler. Like a couple of windswept garden gnomes. Tony's beginning to tire. He's got 2 hands on the job now. Oh, and I've got a bite. Oh! Yeah, and I've got a fish on, so I'm going to hand the camera over. Dean abandoned the filming for reasons best known to him, and that's what I just caught. A lovely looking hybrid, about 3 pound, 3.5 pound. Weighed that fish, landed it, recorded the weight, baited up and casting again. Mr. Bennett is still playing the same fish, which he's fell hooked on the waggler. It doesn't look as it's anywhere near ready to come in. And there you can see I'm all set up ready for my next bite. Back to the action with the Benny. He's getting closer, closer, not close enough. And he's just landed it. Well done, Mr. Bennett. It's got a bite on the tip. Meanwhile, back at the boat, Kev's still playing his fish. Tony's looks like a lovely fish. I think the waggler. Kevin's definitely on the waggler, I can see it flapping in the wind. I think this fish is just about to go under the boat. Doesn't look a huge fish. Smile for the camera, Kev. Smile for the camera. Another lovely bream I just caught. Just about to weigh it, probably about 7 pounds off, I think. Lovely two-tone bream. What have you caught?
Bream and hybrid.
Weight?
104 pounds and 12 ounces.
Tony?
66 pounds and 8 ounces.
Dean?
I've no idea at the moment. 50. Well, we can't.
51 pound
I don't know. We don't trust you.
and something. And I've caught 50 pounds, so I'm in last place. He's just caught a little perch, which he'll show for the camera. No, he won't. He'll throw it back in. Yesterday I had 34 pound out of here and Dean 29 in an afternoon, couple of hours. We've had a slow start today. Well, here I am back on Loch Iron again. I've managed to fish on my own, the others have gone down the river. Didn't do any videoing yesterday. Had about 16 pounds of roach on the river. It's a baking hot day. Turned into a freezing cold, a baking hot morning, turned into a freezing cold afternoon. We ended up on the loch, Dean and I, and baited up a swim but caught nothing. Today for company, it's me and the boat. And the birds. Well, here's one of the bream I've just caught. Probably about 5.5 pound. Getting lots of line bites. I think I've got it sussed out now. I seem to be getting a lot more bites than we were the other day. So let's see how many more I can catch. Just weighed this lovely bream, 8 pound 1 ounces. Absolutely enormous. Big spotty male. Gonna put him back. Dean's just, while I was weighing that fish and putting it back, Dean just hooked one. Seems to be coming in a bit, oh no, he's coming in head first. Another massive bream. So we're beginning to have a bit of a good session here. There it goes in the net. Dean's struggling. That was a nice bream you had then, a 6.6. Now I'll smile for the camera, Dean. Right, here we have Mr. Shrek. He's just got a lovely 7 pound 13 ounce bream. Shows the head of it, all those spots. And there you can see in close-up detail these spawning tuberculi of a male fish. For a male fish, that is very big. Beautiful fish, slightly two-tone. Looks like Dean's about to eat it. And there you go, let it go. It's catch and release today, netting only the small fish. Oh, he's just spermed all over Dean.
Not that big, is it? Well, it is, but it isn't.
About 5.5, I would say.
Will he net
It's a
it?
male fish.
It's in the net.
Only just.
Only just.
Just fits in my net.
Just smile.
I'll just hold it up for the camera. Started to fight. There you have it, a lovely bream. Unique experience, the very first tench out of Loch Iron. Can't believe it. All these years of trying.
2 years.
And there it is. Lovely big tench. It ain't giving up without a bloody fight either. That is a beauty. Another tench. Just a proof. Look at that. Gorgeous. You're going to have to excuse the... Oh, I've got a bream on. Dean's, this is Dean's 100-pound fish and I'm trying to film at the same time. We got one each. Oh, it's a hybrid. A Scaticus hybridicus. I'm going to have to put the camera down for a second. Right, I'm still playing my fish. And this is the fish that gives Dean his first ever Irish 100. You'll have to excuse the focus because the camera's absolutely soaking. It's a nice hybrid, about £3, 2.5 pound, £3. Pushes him over the ton. He was on £98. Well done, Dean. Congratulations.
Okay, give us a commentary.
There it comes. While Dean was playing his 100-pound fish, this one was swimming round and round in circles, waiting for me to do something about it. Back to the mouth.
And what's the tactic today, mate?
Dean discovered this one. Dean, the master fisherman, the waggler. Back out again. I need a bigger net, I think. That was just how not to do it. Let's have a second go at netting him. Don't quite know what happened there. Oh man, it's just a little bit too big for the keep net, for the land net.
And how many pound you got today, Wayne?
Well, I'm over 100. Probably about 105, 106, maybe a bit more than that. Well, there it is, then the end of the week. Just walking our way back from the Inny. Sits there just behind the slag heaps. We've had very little today because of the wind. It's been very windy. And this is where we walk every day. Across the field full of lambs and sheep and a ruddy great bull sitting over there.
Dean likes the little baby calves.
Sitting there with a ring through his nose. We try and give him a wide berth because he looks a bit aggravated at times. A video star now.
Look, I'm all firing up now, look. Perfect timing for the feeding of the 5,000.
Inny Cottage. And there was our first attempt at trimming the bush.
Lord Rockets.
There's the fruits of our labour. Tony's weathercock.
Drying out session. Although it's not very wet. Sweating now, eh? It's warm now, isn't it?
TMI, Dean.
Yeah, that's the North.
And here it is. The barn. A bit dilapidated, but it does the job.
Repair job here, Wayne.
Mr. Bennett, how did you do today?
8 good hybrids.
Yes.
1 micro hybrid.
Yes.
4 roach
Yes.
and a perch.
Ah, and what did Mr. Jarrett do?
He had 3 lump hybrids. 4.
5.
Ooh!
Oh yes, it's 5. Yeah.
Bit of dispute going on here.
4 or 5. They were in the lake. I had one in the lake about £2, and then I had 4 on the river,
Back on the top and glue it.
up to about £3.5, between £2 and £3.5.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I
Uh,
I tell you what it was
I
actually.
can't remember what else.
do. Heat shrink.
9 roach and another small one.
Me with a broom.
Mr. Bennett's doing some tiling and he's just had to take the unit out and readjust the water pipe, which was running uphill. Only in Ireland does water run uphill instead of down.
This is the second pipe I found going uphill.
And that's his super drill. Well, just to show how fortunes change, here we are on Tuesday morning. Blue skies, the lake's almost flat calm. I baited a couple of swims up last night. That's the spot over there. And where Dean and I had £100 each, slightly down from there now. As you can see, boat's anchored. I've rowed up without the engines. That's how I use the electric, so that's cheating. There's my marker, which I put in last night. And the water's showing signs of deep discoloration, which should mean there's a few fish. Now I'm right in the middle so I can fish. Almost 360 degrees, that's where the bait's gone in. The edge of the lily pads is coloured. Right up to just about where Dean and I were catching. Just got to hope I haven't spooked them. Well, I'm getting absolutely plagued with line bites. I foul hooked a couple of fish, but I've not landed them. At least I assume I fouled up them on the waggler. Get a bit of an aerial display from a couple of terns, who were joined by another couple of terns. Made an awful racket just a minute ago, but it was very entertaining. Well, I've been joined on the lake by 2 boats full of Italians, and I've just had a bream of £8.2. They're actually swimming right underneath the boat, right in the edge here. And I just flicked my bait out, having unhooked the fish and hooked another one in the tail from underneath the boat. So they're right round. You can actually see them swirling sometimes. It needs to be an osprey. The boys have reported it flying around. It's enormous. Enormous bird of prey. It's some sort of eagle for sure. My best guess is that it's an osprey. Unfortunately, I didn't get the camera ready in time to photograph it close up. Hopefully, if the boat's going, may choose to come back. Very majestic looking bird. Well, I've just been watching the osprey for a few minutes, and he's using thermals to climb way up into the skies now. Must be, well, if it wasn't for the camera lens, I'm sure I wouldn't be able to see him. Must be half a mile to a mile away, going up and up and up. Maybe he's not thinking of coming back, maybe he's thinking of moving on, which is a shame. Would have liked to have got a close-up shot of him. Female swan's come off the nest and she's just met up with the male, and they're now dancing. Obviously part of the courtship that reinforces the bond between them. It's just gone 3 o'clock. And still catching a few bits and pieces, up to about 70 pounds now. The lake is like absolutely like glass. And that was a line bite. Exciting stuff. Well, here we are, the first day at Mr. Moore and Mr. Talks. Fishing is a little overview of the swim that we're fishing here. There's the marker in front of us. We're all 4 fishing to the same spot. Tony and Keith in the East Anglian boat. And for a partner I've got Lifeboatman Fred.
Evening all.
Christopher Chocolate Talks. He's been explaining how being a chocolate salesman has a lot of advantages when it comes to chatting up young girls. Something about curly whirlies and car windows.
Disgraceful behaviour.
He's had the first rud. He's only been here 10 minutes and he's caught the first rud of the holiday. Cast it right onto the mark. That's pretty good, pretty close. That could get him a fish.
Pretty well, just trying to get...
Here we are, out for another day's fishing on the lock. Just seen a big bird that we couldn't identify. Could have been the osprey, but I'm not convinced. Had too much white in it this time. Whatever it was a big bird.
Lock iron.
4 pounds 12 ounces. It's going to be easily smashed by Mr. Talks today, but he's no longer a lock iron bream virgin.
Hurrah! Hurrah! Let's put him back and let him go.
Quick smile. Right, here he goes. Mr. Talks a few minutes later has caught another bream, And this is his all-time bream record. And this one goes...
£6.10.
Hey! Well, congratulations, Mr. Chocolate.
Hurrah! 2 in 10 minutes.
Now, a delicate put back for this one, please. Stand up. There you go. Well, it's a bit more dignified. Top bombing.
Top bombing.
Demonstrating
Knitting.
some of his professional fishing techniques. He thinks he might have a fish on, because something was tugging just a minute ago.
Anything that needs a good tugging is...
He's in a bit of a 2 and 8 there with his reel.
I don't even know.
There is line everywhere in the boat. What is he up to? Is this a new technique?
I want to see if there's a fish on.
This is the hand lining technique.
No, there isn't a fish on.
Oh, how the hell are you going to untangle that lot?
It's only this lot that I'm worried about. There. Got to get it sorted from here first.
It's going to end up with no line in a minute.
This off!
He's pulling more and more and more line
There's
off.
this bit here that's tangled.
He's still knitting, knit one, pearl one. If anything, the mess has got worse.
No, it's going good, yeah. We're 3/4 an hour into it now, and I'm about where I was when I started.
I think that jumper's going to fit Tony. You could have used a more expensive cloth. Let's have a look at that drip on the end of his nose, look.
I'll show you a drip on the end of something in a minute.
Oh, just whacked me in the face with the rod.
You pulled it!
A bit of a bad cough there.
At least I'm going to live long enough to...
To untangle the rod. That drips back.
I can do it. We have the power to rebuild it.
Any hopes of fishing have gone out the window.
I had to give you some chance of catching me up, didn't I?
Yeah, but wrapped up here in a spider's web is not the easiest way to fish. He's got a line round his ears. Down his trousers.
Go away!
It's all round me rod, it was round the video camera.
This is going to be the most boring video ever. Turn it off now. I've had enough.
He's playing cat's cradle now. He's got a line round his fingers. Can you do the crossover? Oh, the little square with the cross in the middle.
I'll do something in a minute. We're very cross.
Just watch you don't bite down on that too hard, because the other end of that is a pair of scissors. A pair of clippers. That wouldn't be funny if you'd have cut the end of your tongue off. Oh, the sun's moved round. About 4 degrees. I've had 11 bream.
In your dreams.
And Chris is still knitting a jumper for Tony. In monofilament.
30 on Saturday. And I just untangled my reel. Much to Wayne's absolute amazement.
And the line's just currently running around me, my arm, the video camera. Hang on.
I dig that, the chair.
The boat looks like something Spider-Man's left behind.
And the best thing is, I'm going to have a fish on the end when it comes in. When my boat comes in.
Managed to get underneath the slats in the boat, but he's a happy chappy. Whoa, here he goes. Unbelievable. And he's got a bream on! That's a unbelievable. 20 minutes of untangling.
Was it worth it, Charlie? Well, here we go, look.
That is a beautiful fish. Hold his little fins up for us and show us the stripes. Beautiful. Well done, Mr. Joined in for a bit of combat fishing now. It's
East Anglia versus South England.
yeah, and we're aiming for the post, but since the East Anglians have arrived, there's very little happening. I've had one chewed bit of sweet corn. Hello. Mr. Moore's just had a moment of throwing all his fishing tackle in the bottom of the boat. Well, there it is. Mr. Moore's taken the lead from the East Anglian boat. But a quality fish. Chris, what are we going to do? How are we going to respond to this? I'm going to have to do an awful lot of editing in this video. Oh, Mr. Bennett! What do you want to do? Anything to say on camera?
That's a shame.
Every time I video him, he loses it.
I got my range now.
Mr. Talks is just about to ground bait Mr. Bennett's boat.
Here is the offending,
Article.
the artillery.
And we're hoping to capture this one on video. Like a bar of gold. Absolutely gorgeous. Probably 1.5 pounds. I'm going to attempt to weigh it and see how I get on. I've probably got about 40 or 50 pound now. Well, that rod I caught went 112. Weather conditions are not certainly not improving. It's nice and windy. Fish seem to be moving away from it at the moment, but they've done that before. Colour's moving over to the middle of the river, middle of the lake even, behind me, so I may have to turn around and cast backwards. But we'll see how it goes. Oh, there's my float on the edge of the coloured patch. Fishing with a bit of sweet corn and some maggots. Just hoping the fish come back and we get some more bites. Well, this has turned into real men's fishing now. The weather is appalling. I've just caught a little hybrid in the wind. As you can see, it's almost impossible to focus the camera on the float because the boat's rocking so much. Well, I'm now in great difficulty. Mr. Talks high up the pole knot, which I told him not to do, has now broke free. It's come over the top of the pole and I'm drifting about right on top of where I baited up, having caught quite a few fish. And as you can see, I'm fishing just a few feet from the boat. Literally, sometimes under the boat. But surprisingly, I'm still catching fish. Just had a couple of bream. And if the wind does ever die down, I will attempt to reattach myself to the pole. But sadly, when I was trying to stop myself from drifting using the oar snapped. So I'm down to one oar as well. It could be a problem. Well, it's my last day. I've moved to the top corner of the lake because I couldn't get a bite down the bottom. Although when I moved there were loads and loads of bream and hybrids swimming around just below my swim. I might go back there if I don't catch. I'm just about out of fuel, which is a bit of a problem. I've got plenty of colour here. Stay. I'm on the waggler. I just caught a bit of a scar on it by the look. Some sort of damage, but I just caught a huge bream. Probably 5 or 6 pounds, maybe even 7. Nasty hole in the side. Mr. Bennett, if brains were dynamite, you wouldn't have enough to ruffle your hair.
Smile, Guru, not
Far away from dry land and its bitter memories.
Come wait, Wayne. Come wait, if mine can swim out, yours can. Correct.
Oh no!
What was that, Wayne?
That was enormous! But I can't grip it.
You'll never ever see a fish landing like that again. I can't help but laugh. Gollum has got nothing on team when it comes to catching fish by hand.
There you go, Lord Bucket.
This one, please. Stand up. There you go. Oh, it's a bit moody. Top bombing.
Not bombing.
It's still knitting, knit one, furl one. If anything, the message got worse. So look at that drip on the end of his nose. Back me in the face with the rod.
I don't throwing it around.
Just watch you don't bite down on that tool. The other end of that a pair of clippers.
Take me in my hand. I will ride on a train. I will be the fisherman.
He's got line round his head. Down his shoulders. And he's got a frame on! That's a Oh, Mr. Bennett! Every time I video him, he loses it. Oh, no.